And we've seen from other games throughout the tournament that it can even be a position 1 leaner. So probably a little bit less likely paired together with a silencer, but it's still certainly a viable option.
Yep. 10 seconds remaining. Take a look. I'm trying to see whose goddamn feet's up there. Who's GPK? I think that's GPK's
I think
foot.
that's GPK. That'd be some insane flexibility from DM if that was the case.
DM, yeah. Yeah. I'm really only bringing it up because we were speaking about Yang with how he's like chilling, laying down, and over the group stages we've mentioned, and how the individual players have the nice little unique way to be able to get comfortable in their seats.
We see FNG as well. Old mate coach just coming on to this roster in recent times, just to be able to assist with all of his knowledge. There were a few screenshots of GPK just having a few select words, some choice words to say about someone in a pub, and someone said, what results have you had in a tournament? And he was like, well, it was with with FNG as my position 5, so what can you expect? So hopefully that was just some positive banter coming through, but we'll have to wait and see. But he certainly does provide a whole wealth of information to this roster.
Yeah, that he does indeed. Something that Vici Gaming also hoping to try and get out of their own coach. We'll see if he can help out with their strategies and leading into the second phase for them. They do have the 15 pick for Vici Gaming. Probably going to look to hide the flexibility of the Primal Beast. Are we expecting Friska's hero to be picked up next?
I would, personally. I want to see something that's just capable of getting that burst damage off that doesn't have too long cooldown. I really want to see something like a Hoodwink. I think it'd be a fantastic Hoodwink game to come through here. It discourages any hero that just gets ruined by the break mechanic. You pair well together with the Primal Beast. And again, it's about that low cooldown burst damage that you're able to play around. Primal Beast, his ultimate's about 30 or so seconds. Tusk is fine as well, right? It might mean that it's a little awkward in terms of how the lanes are going to set up with dual melee, but I think Tusk is probably the one hero that you could kind of get away with that, just because of how you're able to position heroes with ice shards so that the tramples always just connect.
Yeah, and you take a look at Virtus.pro, like Silencer and Lina are both heroes that really don't want the enemy team to get on top of you. And Tusk will have that capability with the snowball and the shards as well to kind of block off their positioning. And if you can get the item, like a Scepter late game will completely destroy the Lina to reposition her. So I like the Vici Gaming pick a lot with the Tusk.
Yep. Low cooldown, gets on top of you, and you've got that BKB Pierce as well, which Lina, it's so important for Lina to get that like second item essentially. And if you've just got a hero, especially even a support that's going to counter that, that's a huge win for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, because you could like lose the man fight. What happens is often like Lina's trying to man fight the opposition's carry, but the fact that Vici Gaming now will have the extra advantage with just a little 1 second stun coming out from the punch, whereas VP don't have that to help out with the Lina.
Now I'm just thinking what XM wants to be playing in this mid lane against the Lina. Like, I think they're waiting to see if they're going to go for any sort of dive. I mean, they've banned out a lot of it already, right? The Beastmaster for the backline, the Slark that can jump in, the Morphling, the Marcy, the Faceless Void. I wouldn't put it past them to go something like a Sniper in this mid lane for Vici. You're able to stay at range against the Lina. You don't really care about the Silencer at all, and then you're able to just use all of this havoc created by Tusk, Primal Beast, having a Tombstone down to just full-on right-click in a lot of these engagements.
Haven't seen a whole lot of Doom so far throughout the tournament. Was this a hero coming into the last chance qualifiers that you're expecting to be played a little bit?
For DM specifically, yes. I mean, when you think of DM, you think of these heroes like, the Beastmaster, the Doom, the Timbersaw, even the Necro to a lesser extent. So I'm happy that they're giving him a little bit more of the comfort. I was mentioning previously that Visage, even though it's a great off-lane hero, doesn't really feel like it fits his wheelhouse. He's all about just dominating that laning stage and then still having an impact in the late game. Whereas, some of these other heroes that they've been trialing out for him, the Pos 3 Venomancer, the Bounty Hunter, even to a lesser extent the Visage, they do fall off. Doom never falls off. And gets 3 strength heroes. That Infernal Blade's going to be nice too.
Yeah, well, I was just going to mention even Virtus.pro, like that's looking like probably a double strength lane into the Undying. So Erica is going to have a very good time in the safe lane here for Vici Gaming. Great call, Dano. Great call. Sniper's going to be picked up. Do I mean, you were bringing this up before. We kind of saw the Doom Tiny. Is this going to make his game a little bit more difficult now? Because these are two heroes that will end up going down the Blink Dagger route to be able to close the distance. Is this a worry for the sniper?
A little bit, for sure. I mean, again, it's just about that Blink Dagger timing, right? As long as you've got the information there to be able to know exactly when Virtus.pro are ready to fight, players have an innate sense of when they're able to, like, how fast this farm is going to be picked up. They're going to be constantly checking inventories to make sure, are they ready to go? And then if they just don't show on the map for even 5 seconds, you know that a gank's coming. You know that you need to be positioning yourself really defensively, and you know that the supports need to be on the mark with just having those TPs available. And, well, the positive side to that is, again, you've got 3 super beefy, let's call them supports. I think the Primal Beast, of course, is the core of this game, but you can be going forward and putting down a lot of aggressive vision so that you know when a lot of these maybe surprise items are going to come out, and if you can make them much less of that surprise factor, then it's a big win for Vici. I'm preferring their draft so far.
Now, I know you mentioned before that this Doom, it's a DM staple. He plays an incredible Doom. Ramses does like the Doom a lot as well. He played it through the 2 or 3. We've seen him pick it up a couple times. Do you think there's a potential for them to flex it and have this position 1 that can scale very well into the late game, but put a lot of the emphasis onto GPK's Lina to kind of help out here and look for like maybe a ranged hero, or at least a different hero at the 23rd? Do we think that's an avenue they go down for VP?
And you're maybe thinking just dodge the Undying lane as well, just for that decay not being quite as big of a factor?
Yeah, because I feel like at the moment, if this is a Doom carry, or at least you're kind of quote-unquote Doom carry, Ramses gets a lot of items, can be a big issue for the sniper. And we've seen it a lot. Like, Eastern Europe really like playing the Doom as a 1.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, what else could they look to go for if it was a position 3, though? I mean, is it a bad Necro game? Not terrible. I mean, you need to be worried about the Primal Beast, but that's about it, right? If you could just give it over to DM to be able to have that one against multiple strength heroes, you've got the Ghost Shroud to be able to dodge out a lot of this damage coming through from the sniper. I really wouldn't hate it.
Looks like Vici Gaming covering some of their tracks though. Bloodseeker banned out, along with the Batrider as well. Both heroes would have had a lot of impact this game. Not many ways to deal with them in particular. Rupture against the sniper, and the Batrider's got free pathing. Deal with the Tusk and get on again onto XM Sniper.
We'll see what they do on VP. I think if they go down that route, well, they've only got a couple of seconds left. They go the Venge instead. So is this going to be Avenge 1 or Avenge 3? That's the real question. And the thing is, I feel like it's a little more likely to be the Avenge 3, just because you're going to be pairing it together with the Tiny. You want the Doom maybe paired with the Silencer, just so you've got that melee range set up. Do you now flex the Sniper, excuse me, to be position 1? No, they're just going to go all out into the damage route, 4 strength heroes, and they're just looking to be as tanky as possible and looking to just run up and hit some super early timings here on Vici Gaming. I'm preferring their draft right now.
I think this is an incredible Venge pick, though. So there you go. Ramses is going to be picking up the Doom. The reason why I think the Venge is really solid is because Sniper is someone who needs to be in the correct position. And you will always, no matter what, throughout the game, you will have that potential to swap him into an LSA or just into the right-click damage and blow him up. Maybe then your Vici can jump in with like a Blink Snowball save, but all of a sudden Sniper, he's in a really tricky spot. That being said, though, I'm a very big fan of this Chaos Knight pick as well. Like, they've got big issues with being able to deal with the Phantasm. That's looking like an incredibly free lane as well. Undying CK, what a lane combo that is. Like, these are 2 lane dominators, very difficult to be able to deal with. So I think for Virtus.pro, I like this last pick a lot with the Vengeful Spirit, but same with Vici Gaming. So, this Chaos Knight is going to prove to be a big issue for VP.
Yeah, I wonder if you're going to go a little bit more of a, I don't want to say unorthodox, but you do need some kind of way, like you mentioned, to be able to deal with those Phantasm illusions. So is it all into the magic damage build and you're just going to bank on GPK to be able to hit these great Light Strike Array Dragon Slave combos? Or if you're going down the right-click route, is it more about, going a Maelstrom or something like that? You're already attacking so quickly that maybe you just need that to be able to clear out the CK illusions. I wouldn't be a huge fan of just trying to trade right clicks even as a Lina against a sniper, so I'm feeling like this is more likely going to be that magic damage Lina build here.
Okay.
I know it needs to be the true carry, but I feel like the Vengeful Spirit with the Vengeance aura, just to buff up everyone's damage, is going to help rectify that at least a little bit. You know, it's all about winning the team fights, and then, like, you can't just 5-on-5 on this. It needs to be pick-off, in my opinion, for Virtus.pro, and then they take objectives.
Is that the early game you're speaking about? Because it does look like Doom late game, like you really do provide a lot in regard to the team fight. So you're mentioning like maybe the first like 30 minutes that they need to play that style, or do you even feel like that's still the case later on?
It really depends how the game goes, right? I think they're going to keep it up in the air, personally, where it's not completely obvious what you're going to be going. Again, GPK, he's good on the Lina, no matter what type of role he's looking to play for it, whether it be that physical or magic damage. And, you know, even just with something as simple as how good are the lanes going to go? Is this Doom Silencer going to have a much better time? Yeah, Mitch, you wouldn't want to be giving up this first blood, though, and walking up underneath the top side of the river. And they'll see that someone popped out of the smoke there, so it does reveal a little bit of information about potential warding spots that they have inside of their own jungle. I mentioned before that Vici have such an effective lineup at being able to get some of this deep vision. For the first 5-6 minutes, it's not quite as big of a problem, but certainly between like that 10 to 20 minute mark, that's where I'm expecting them to look to get very aggressive with a lot of their warding.
Man, I can honestly see an angle in for both teams in this game. I don't know where to put my chips. I'm leaning slightly towards VP because I really do like this Vengeful Spirit swap to be able to answer the sniper, and I think late game Double Doom could be a really big concern.
It's got nothing to do with the fact that you predicted them as one of your top 2 for last chance qualifiers, is it?
No, it honestly has nothing to do with that at all.
I believe you.
I swear. Come on. I swear. So, I mean, I'll like a 1% over towards VP. What do you feel in this game, though? I know you said before you're really liking Vici's, but is that enough for you to believe in them?
Yeah, I'll give them my 1% as well. 1%
right,
over 1%? Vici.
All right, let's go. The 1% from either side. So we do have the lanes starting to get ourselves up here. Second series of the day for the playoff bracket here. Of course, keep in mind, in the upper bracket, teams, they just need 2 series victories, and then all of a sudden you put yourselves in a position where you have 2 opportunities to qualify to TI. So this is incredibly important for both Vici Gaming and Virtus.pro.
I mean, we've already got a couple of the winners going through T1, as well as Secret getting what a lot of people would say were surprise wins against their opponents. So anything can happen once it gets to these playoff stages. Look at Yamich. He's just wanting to avoid this Undying lane as much as possible. Like I was saying before, it's all about just getting away from these strength heroes, but he's doing some decent lane manipulation himself. Erica, he's not going to let that happen. I wouldn't even be surprised to see him drag this behind the tower and try and last hit there. But for now, he's just going to tank it up right there.
Yeah, I thought he might do the same as well, just so you can deny a full creep wave behind, but not going to be the case. You see, again, Yang continuing to be a big nuisance. This is a hero that we've seen out of Yang a lot so far through the last chance qualifiers. I mean, the Undying's not too crazy of a hero, and definitely one of the better ones in regards to the position 5. And we'll see even brings out a double clarity. So Yang, well aware of what his role is going to be able to be in this bottom lane.
I mean, this might be one of the games where obviously a lot of Undyings get a ton of value out of the Tombstone, and there aren't amazing ways to be able to deal with it this game outside of the Lina, but 4 strength heroes, man, you might just want to be a decay bot a lot of this time.
From what I've seen, like, it's kind of been that route a lot of the time here for position 5 Undyings, because now this hero's never been able to clear waves, but now you can definitely do that as the game goes on.
Yeah, for sure. Even just, again, being more of that frontline presence, having more strength, meaning that you're going to be providing that space against the sniper's enemies that just want to get on top of him. I think XM wouldn't be surprised if they execute their plan correctly, doesn't die a single time this game.
Or is able to start off the back of the lanes here for XM. He's having an okay time at the moment, 9-5 compared to the 10-2. Whilst the Dragon Slave spam is going to be a bit of an issue here for the sniper, considering he doesn't go for a bottle to be able to help out with the regen. So that's where the raindrops are going to come into play shortly once that's available.
This isn't one of those games where, of course, the power runes are important. You don't want to allow the
top lane. Brams is in trouble here. Trample from BAB. They already got the level 3 to play with. Ramsey's trying to get through the tree lane, but Frisk is on point with the shards, and Vici Gaming claim first blood in game 1.
He's even looking to man up against a Coda. I'm not sure if that's the best decision, considering he was sitting so low on the HP, but here we go. Beast and Based having another great start to the game up here on his Primal Beast, and it's to be expected, right? What can you do? You've got no stuns against this Primal Beast when he starts to run at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's a neutral creep that you might be able to pick up to help out.
Honestly,
oh, what's going on down bottom? Ooh. Yang?
A little deep there,
that was just, yeah, tosses him underneath the tier 2 tower. It looks like he was up to his shenanigans. It's unfortunate that the tower does get the kill, so the gold's going to be split between the two.
How was he? Oh, he still had half mana. I was about to say efficiency play, but not so much.
Mid lane, GPK, look at the rotation coming out from Frisk, an early movement from the Tusk, and this will be able to reward them a secondary kill. Beautifully done from Frisk on the position 4.
And he has the freedom to be able to pick up those water runes as well, considering, you know, you're a sniper. You don't need it. You're not going to be spamming the bottle charges in onto that. Just really need that infused raindrops that, like you said, it's coming, and it's going to be coming even more thick and fast once the time comes. Lina's obviously has the bottle, and you want to be spamming out your abilities, but you don't need it to be able to make a lot of these rotations, right? You're not a spirit hero. You still are the true carry. You want to be a little bit more static and just farming away.
Playing some back and forth going on with Ramses and Hakoda. Just resources being expended between the two. Like we did just see, though, Frisk rotating mid. Do we believe that the Tiny can make a similar play? Because Lina is also someone that has a lot of damage at the early game. Is he going to have an opening here for Yamich to potentially consider about diving XM?
What's the lane situation like? I mean, it should be starting to push a little bit more towards DM's side. That's the danger, though. If you leave this lane for too long, you've got an Undying and a Chaos Knight to come up against. And well, Vengeful Spirit, not the tankiest hero to begin with, at least in the super early game. Well, top side, they actually get a kill. I mean, it is 2v1, so it happens.
Yeah, but against a Primal Beast, very, very important to be able to slow him down.
Look at it, they're just playing with the nighttime here. Frisk standing up there, not wanting to get revealed until it's the very last second. They're looking to try and get this free kill onto Yamich, though.
And that they will. Tombstone's going to get laid down from Yang. GPK is sieging from the higher ground, but the damage is not going to be enough to deter Vici Gaming. Zhang, one more right click, secures himself his own kill. Both supports looking to rotate, and 10 seconds until the power runes spawn, so they're going to probably stick around to try and take that out of the hands of GPK.
Yeah, Frisk again, nice positioning to be able to interrupt this. And
that's where Hakoda comes into play. GPK doesn't have the ultimate to play with a beautiful snowball dodge, and now GPK is the one that's in trouble. Yamich is going to try and get in the middle, but the damage, it's just not there. Now Hakoda's going to look for the deny. One more right click on Roche, and he will find it. But another death onto GPK. Vici Gaming doing such an incredible job to bring the supports mid to help out early for XM.
Mission accomplished with being able to put so much focus onto the true carry of this game in GPK. And, well, previously they were a little bit worried with leaving BAB up here on the top side, but in a solo matchup against Ramses, he's not concerned at all. He's already going for the trample, trying to put a little bit more of that pressure in onto him. Forces the rotation up here from the silencer. That might even trigger another movement in onto mid. Or could they even go for the turnaround? They're
going to go back in. Ramses, yeah, he's in trouble with Frisk showing up. The Tusk is everywhere to start this game 1. Hakoda might get the return kill. Sentra used to try and provide division. BAB's going to charge into the middle. The trample as well for the damage. And all of a sudden, the Primal Beast is level 6.
Primal Beast and base this time around. And yeah, he does the thing that I love it when cores do it. He would have died there to the silencer if he didn't pop the tango as soon as he saw that gank coming. A lot of times
bottom lane,
they just try and retreat.
Erica with the Phantasm usage, and Yang dropped the Tombstone as well, so Vici Gaming, what a start to the laning phase. GPK might get a return kill. Frisk with the shards blocks off the Lina, but a Dragon Slayer from afar, along with the help from Yamich's rotation, will be able to at least get some momentum back into GPK's side.
Pretty important for Yamich to get that killing spree as well. He's falling a little bit behind in the levels. At least he's got the Tranquil Boots finished up now. But the issue is that a lot of these lanes are pushing in quite heavily. You don't have great abilities to counter-push them outside of the Lina. And every time Lina shows in the lane, it feels like she's running the risk of just getting ganked.
Have you seen GPK's item build as well? Or at least what he's got queued up?
Oh, that's not a good sign going into the Falcon Blade. I mean, Lina needs a lot of things, but attack speed really isn't one of them.
Look at the item queued up.
I'm seeing it. You don't need attack speed as Lina. That's my concern, you know? And, well, Midas maybe just feels like the levels are the important factor, especially with the Falcon Blade for that little bit of extra mana regen. Could he be leaning a bit more into that magic damage style?
We'll see what's going to happen for Virtus.pro, but this is going to be a lineup that will be going down double Midas route. Doom is someone you pretty much you can't play this hero without a Midas, so Virtus.pro looking to greed it out in this game one. We'll see if they're going to have the possibility to do so, because as soon as Vici Gaming are aware of the double Midases, they're going to look to play very aggressive and start to get some map controls. Already Erica, you know, look at him inside the triangle. Yamich is nearby soaking up some experience, but Erica can just freely move on over and take the stack.
You can also got XM just peppering away at that mid tower. GPK is rotated back. They're actually...
Oh. Dude, Frisk, man. What's he doing to them? On the wraparound back towards the secret shop. So Virtus.pro will be able to step in. Beautifully done from them. 3 heroes required to be able to bring down Erica. They'll make him work for it. But GPK with the Dragon Slave from afar. A much needed kill for the Lina.
How many heroes are they going to rotate towards mid? Looks like Yamich and GPK going to be attempting to put on the defense here, and even TP coming through from Hakoda on his
Radiant can fight. Yeah, they're going to snowball into the middle. They don't have the tombstone though, so they do have to be cautious about this skirmish. GPK's falling low with the assassinate. It's enough damage from afar to get rid of GPK for another time this game, but at least Virtus.pro will be able to catch up the Yang. DM hesitant about the swap, and Yang's going to be okay. Now XM the one that might be in a compromised position, with Erica looking to pivot his attention over to the team fight in the river. They've got the Chaos Knight now to soak up some of the damage, so the sniper will be okay. Meanwhile, back to the southern side, Yang has even got the assassinate from XM. Once again, it's back off cooldown, and they weren't even done as well as BAB was able to close the distance and kill one of the other supports from Virtus.pro. It's a disaster for Dire mid lane.
The regen bottom as well for XM, so he just shrugs off all of that, and he's going to go join the rest of his team with the siege creep. Great connection coming through from the team, and yeah, this is now 3 deaths over for GPK. This is what I was talking about before, that deep vision that's placed down. They know exactly where GPK is at all times. He wants to be sitting back. He wants to be farming. They're going for this Midas farming style. Vici aren't going to let them, and this is the big advantage that going for these beefy strength heroes allows you to do.
Yang, it's a pretty big kill. They're going to be able to get the bonus gold from the tombstone as well. When you're this far behind on Virtus.pro, you'll take anything you can get. And it also just kind of slows the game down a little bit. Flesh Golem, 100-second cooldown. Tombstone, 70-second cooldown. We've mentioned about the double Midas, but we haven't really spoken about the Vengeful Spirit. This hero going first item Aghanims does nothing for the first 18 minutes.
Yeah, you need to allow it to be greedy. So essentially you've got 3 greedy heroes. I mentioned that the way that Virtus.pro like to play is protecting those tier 1 towers as long as possible while pushing out their own. They haven't done that. They haven't taken any tier 1 towers. There's barely any damage at all that's been pumped into them. I wonder if anyone's going to be looking to go bottom here and just to prevent this siege creep from getting too much in there. And that's exactly what Erica does, even popping the Phantasm to be able to clear it out faster.
Well, Erica's freely farming on one side of the map. You even have XM that's putting pressure on the T1 tower top, so a lot of objectives being claimed here for Vici Gaming. A 4,000 net worth lead at 12 minutes in. Meanwhile, BAB is going to look for a solo kill onto Hakoda. An easy one for the Primal Beast to find, and this is one of the better things about this hero as well. You can just occupy the enemy's jungle. A lot of the economic damage is going to be a big issue here for Virtus.pro, because what do you do now? Like, you have to all group up as a team and just farm one area of the map, and that is something that they cannot do with this lineup.
No, for sure. I mean, you can't let the sniper have a super easy time as well. 3-0-5 so far. He's having a great start to this game, just sitting here completely freely on the top side because he knows that he can't die, essentially. And BAB's just taking away a lot of the farm that Lina's trying to get. The fact that this Observer Ward next to BAB has survived for as long as it has is a huge win for Vici. Eventually, they're going to get rid of it.
Let's see the smoke play from Virtus.pro.
Oh, no.
The rest of the team are coming over. over, so it's not the worst death if they can close the distance. They have the Doom ready to rock and roll for Ramsey. He's going to use it instantly. They need some extra control, though, to lock the Primal Beast into play. And in fact, the slows will hold the escape from the Primal Beast. So GPK, it's a big streak for him to find as well for the Lina, starting to slowly catch up in regards to the net worth. And GPK also, he's avoided the Midas. Okay. It looks like it's going to be the BKB route here for the Lina.
All right, he's avoided the mold. We like to see that. You know, you got to get into that BKB. But again, like I was saying before, you've got plenty of ways to just straight up do damage that doesn't care about your BKB. The Walrus Punch just to hold you in place, and that's all a Chaos Knight really needs to be able to close the gap and with all of his Phantasm Illusions just melt you. Same sort of thing with the Sniper.
So Vici Gaming have been able to accumulate a really, really big net worth lead early on, but what are we looking to see them use this net worth lead for? Are they still waiting for maybe like a next set of items, or can we see them look to invade and maybe get a pick off into an objective shortly?
I mean, they're really close to picking up a bunch of items, right? You've basically got the Maelstrom finished on XM, you've basically got the Echo Saber finished on Erica, probably just going to get the Ogre Axe on BAB, or they could just look to keep up the pressure just like they're doing. You know, find a lot of these pickoffs, prevent Virtus.pro in their scaling lineup of being able to come back into this one. Because again, they're just waiting on Virtus.pro for DM to get that level 12 and to get that Aghanim Scepter, and some value starting to be obtained out of Ramses and his Midas and the Devour.
Nice read from Ramses. Be able to avoid the smoke gank. Vici Gaming though. Multiple heroes playing behind Erica and Yang. Once again, I mean, you mentioned the importance of Virtus.pro just with how they always look to defend their towers. This is another objective going down without mounting a defense.
And now where do you farm? You know, where's safe for you to go on the map? There aren't too many places and it's shrinking quite heavily. I'm going to go for a bit of a kill attempt here, but Koda, luckily enough, has the Invis Rune available. Might even try and push it another wave mid, although Frisk doesn't have any detection. I was thinking you might have caught him on the back end there.
He could have solo smoke before to try and get some wards down, and, well, the Primal Beast popped the smoke, but luckily enough, he found the Invis, and it looks like it's going to provide a very similar role. So for me now, Virtus.pro, they're going to look to try and do something with this Absorb Ward down bottom. For them, more than likely going to look to smoke down with the lane shoved out, get a pick off inside the jungle, and then look to play from there.
Well, but Yamich, he actually moves up towards top here on the Chaos Knights, so won't be able to do anything to stop this. To me, Vici, they're just playing around the fact that we're stronger right now. We want to get back control over the enemy jungle. We know that's been our strategy from the very beginning. They got rid of one of our Observer Wards. Let's get rid of some of theirs, and then let's look to take this tier 2 tower and enable us to go into Roshan if we want.
Bottom lane. Ramses, he's in trouble. He's got DM off to the left side, but he might be a bit too far away for the swap. A global silence is going to come out, but the damage, it's already come through. BAB with a trample just blows up the Doom. They'll turn to DM next as well. Yakota's going to try and chuck out a spell, but now he might be the one in trouble. They've got the ward on the backline, so they're well aware of Virtus.pro's positioning, but GPK can turn it around with the double damage rune. He's got the BKB in the arsenal as well. Can they lock onto the target though? Is Frisk going to look to Delta split? And Vici Gaming, they're going to be okay for the moment. Meanwhile, Yang, the remnants of the tier 1 tower, beating onto Yamich. Doesn't have the damage for the moment. Decays up in a couple of seconds.
Bro, this is a position 5, running into 3 of them, nearly underneath a tier 2 tower. All the while, Erica's pushed in the top lane, preventing a lot of that experience from being claimed up there. You had a couple of kills be picked up as well. Like, everything has gone right for Vici Gaming right now. And I really struggle to see how VP might be able to come back into this one. They're getting close to some of their timings. 800 gold away from DM being able to pick up that Ags. 300 away from the Blink Dagger on the Tiny. Close to the BKB on the Doom. So it's coming, but it might just be a little bit too slow.
That was... hold that thought, GPK. They're going to see the Lina's positioning. One of the few times that Frisk has actually been off the mark with the shards in this game 1. So GPK will just be able to get out. They also see Yang moving into their triangle, so it looks like another free kill that they'll be able to find onto the Undying.
They'll take anything at this stage. Again, he's happy to sacrifice his life. He didn't have a kill streak for them to be able to claim. and he just wanted to make sure to keep that that Ancients warded as much as possible. But yeah, with a lot of those people showing on the enemy side of the map, they're like, well, there's no way for them to be able to close in on this when we've got the tag team, when we've got the Phantasm, when we've got XM, as crazily farmed as he is, to just walk on into Roche. What can they do?
Yeah, I mean, XM's farm, you take a look at Erica as well, top of the net worth on the Chaos Knight. The Vici Gaming with this Aegis, who are they going to look to give it to? Looks like XM will be playing with the second life now. This is going to give them the opportunity now to get some more towers. I mean, Erica working on the BKB is their next item. Maybe they'll wait for the BKB before they go for this siege.
It's a possibility, but again, VP are close. They're close to picking up these big items. DM's actually going to TP out, not even throwing out the Wave of Terror to be able to secure that top lane and maybe push it out, prevent it from going down quite so easily. And they're going to most likely be popping the Glyph here, but it's not really worth it just to clear out a couple of creeps. BAB unfortunately wasn't able to get that tower aggro there, so it's going to be a little slower than they might have been wanting. But now DM has got the Ags, you've got the BKB on the Doom, you've got it on the Lina, very close to picking up the Crystallis as well. Blink Dagger on Tiny, like they're getting their items. It's just a matter of what fight do you want to take. I think they've resigned themselves to the fact that, look, Tier 2 tower, it's going down, and Roshan's already claimed, so it's not the worst. You got to give something to get something.
Yep. No one is showing at the moment though, Virtus.pro. Very worried about the potential from Vici Gaming. Only keeping a couple heroes top and continuing to defend their towers as well. They're going to just get the farm instead of looking to put some pressure onto the towers and securing some of the trades.
Poor Yamich is only level 8 at 19 minutes. Like, not most of the time you'd be able to Avatos combo a wave and it just falls down, but he doesn't really clear the entire thing, which means that the tower damage that would have been gotten by the creeps isn't quite so easy to obtain. And well, they are still creeping up. They're not losing too much more, so this is positive. More Midas usages, getting closer to that BKB on Ramses. The thing is, though, you do want to catch the XM at the start of these, and if you pop in the Doom to be able to do that, then suddenly you need to get through 2 of his lives, unfortunately, and they're all very tanky on Vici.
Oh, Yamich. Oh no, the shards actually pushed him down.
It happens. Are they ready?
Looking like they're grouping up for a smoke.
Yeah, this is
Ramsey's got the blink.
The biggest fight of the game for VP so far. If they could catch Frisk, that'd be a big win. If they could catch the CK prior to him popping the BKB, that'd be just as good.
Look at the positioning from Frisk. Being next to the snipers, now going to show Yamich gets a jump in the toss back as well. Instantly into the LSA. They'll trade the 1-for-1 to Star. Looks like that's all Virtus.pro going to get out of this.
They're happy with that, and they also know that at least for the next 30 seconds they're not going to have that BKB disable, so it might mean that GPK, Ramses, they look to put themselves out in the lane a little bit deeper, look to shove it out, look to delay the game even further, because they know that, look, we could just pop the BKB in the absolute worst case scenario and be able to get away.
Bottom lane, Hakoda's going to be a little bit cautious, Erica. Close the distance for the Reality Rift. Drags back the silencer. A couple of swipes. Centaur Conqueror is going to make him work for it. Ramses needs to step in to deal with a Phantasm.
Yoink.
Won't do so, but it will not matter as Zheng swipes the kill. Easy like that. Vici Gaming, they've got all their members back alive. Ages for another minute 40, but we do see that lanes continuing to be a big issue for Radiant at the moment. All they've gotten is a tier 2 tower with this first Roche.
Yeah, I would say that... sounds a little copium, but I would say VP are pretty happy with how they've been able to maneuver themselves on the map, getting even trades, only losing the 1 tower, hitting those very key item timings. Of course, they would have loved to get a bigger target when they went for that initial smoke, but in terms of what they could have lost, it could be much worse.
Yeah. I think concerns for Virtus.pro is just the fact that they are very single target, and you now have the Blink Snowball save from Frisk, and Yang's also itemizing into a Greaves as well. So if you're going to try and blow one hero up, if Vici Gaming can get these defensive items off to keep that person alive, then all of a sudden Virtus.pro, they might not have much left if the fight continues on afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. They're very committal unless you're able to, like, you know, duck in and out of these team fights, get the second use of, for example, Doom, if he eventually gets a Centaur, to be able to go for the Stomp there, or the second wave of the Light Strike Array, or the second Avatos combination, you know?
GPK? Okay. Stick around.
Got a bit of a backstab
without the blink. Frisk is going to jump in, though. Snowball forward. DM can use the swap defensively. Do they want to continue to take the team fight? The Global Sun's going to get laid down, but Erica will use the BKB afterwards. Is able to continue to right click, but they need to address GPK. In fact, Alina just wants to get out. Virtus.pro not sticking around to continue with the team fight.
And all the while, XM, you know, it's only one kill, but you get the BKB out, you get the Global Silence being used, and you get XM taking more objectives away from Virtus.pro. He's going to back off in time, though, realizing that this is the sort of speed, again, that inner clock that these pro-level players have that enable you to know exactly how long it takes for them to make that movement to be able to defend their objectives. It's just tossing Yang away.
What is going on? Oh, my. Alright, well, that with lead is continuing to slowly grow here for Vici Gaming, even though they are into this Doom lineup with the Midas. GPK's been getting a lot of farm as well, but it really feels like we're coming down to that next Roche fight. Vici Gaming get that...
Frisk. They're a little bit too clumped. He sees them, it's daytime, doesn't want to take the risk, at least until his sniper is able to join him. Might be able to catch someone as they move over to try and defend this tier 2, but... well, they actually end up walking over to the left. They're just going to put BAB up there at the top of the stairs to be able to scout out any sort of movement. And yeah, they'll claim a tier 2 tower for free. Really good positioning coming through from Vici to cover themselves from all sides.
Oh, okay. Very nicely done. Great read from Vici Gaming. With the line drawn, Erica just blinks out, and they want to fight here. Look at the wraparound coming through from Vici. They're going to try and claim the higher ground, anticipating Virtus.pro to retreat towards this area, and they're going to be correct. They see Ramses, the chain control, not allowing him to get the BKB off as Vici Gaming. What an incredible read from them.
Yeah, for sure. Again, it's all about that internal clock, right? They're not pushing mid. They're not defending their tier 2 top. There's no, tier 2 mid. No one's coming top. We got to get out on the Chaos Knight. And they had vision of him the entire time farming, but he just blinked out to the complete safety of the tier 2 tower. Really impressed with Vici. And they started yesterday 0-3, and I believe won every single game after that, and they're looking like they might look to continue that trend as well. XM even picked up the concussive grenade so that he's able to not necessarily rely entirely on the Tusk for a lot of his freedom. He can be a little bit more self-sustainable going into the Lincolns next as well. Not wanting to get caught by the swap.
I think one thing for Virtus.pro as the game continues to go on is that I mentioned before some of the issues they'll have in potentially if Vici Gaming can get these defensive items off to keep someone alive, but for Virtus.pro, they can look to go swap instantly into the Global Silence, and then that can prevent like the Tusk snowball. So Frisk, I love this change up. He's going to go into the Your Scepter next, recognizing he needs a way to dispel the Global, and what GPK down by the bottom outpost, look at this, straight on top of the Lina. The Global Silence will do nothing as Vici Gaming just surround the two members of Virtus.pro and blow them up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have hated the BKB on the Tusk either, just for the exact same situation that you mentioned. I do like some of the itemization from VP2, though. You've got the Ghost Scepter being brought up next by Yamich. It means that he's going to be able to go in. They're very physical damage-oriented right now on Vici. So if he goes in, gets his Avatos combo off, pops the Ghost Scepter, he'll probably have time to run away with that Tumblr's toy and then look to make that re-engagement happen. The question is, are they just too far behind, and is Vici just going to be able to roll over them anyway?
Dang, all chuckles here in this game one. I don't blame it at all with how it's looking. Up the high ground they go. XM easily able to poke from afar.
Even Yang just with that maxed out decay like we were expecting. He went at first. He's able to push the lanes out, not necessarily needing to commit the sniper onto the front lines like that.
I mean, that's a big reason why he has Greaves, right? He's the highest net worth out of all the supports. Who would have expected, man? Like an Undying to ever be in this position where you're usually like the support with the least amount of gold. Now he's at the top.
You saw the Cuckoo Undying, man. He wasn't really a support, but you know what I mean. He's a good player too.
I get it. But I just, this hero with Decay, you previously never were able to farm and push waves, and now all of a sudden, he's got a goddamn Greaves at 27 minutes. Dire? This is a great ward to play with. Global's on cooldown for another 40, though. They really need Global for this team fight.
They really need to kill Frisk.
Let's see the jump. It's only Yang they can see at the moment. They're going to jump further to left. However, Sniper's in trouble. Doom is out. Where's GPK to provide the damage to bring down XM? They're going to drag him to the middle with the snowball. DM will get the swap away. Finally, GPK is able to show up to provide the damage. XM will go down. Can they get more out of this though on Virtus.pro? GPK will attempt the Laguna Blade to blow up one, but it doesn't matter. The lean is so squishy. Erica and BAB will get on top of the cause and bring down Virtus.pro. And now they're trying to catch out some remaining stragglers, but it looks like the TP out from Kikoda will be fast enough.
Heavy commitment with the buybacks, but they'll be rewarded with the Roshan at least, the tag team. Oh, they're trying to pick off somebody else, maybe just wanting to wait out the Vengeful Spirit and immediately kill her again after she looks to respawn. Maybe just feeling like they don't actually have the damage without the Phantasm, without the Sniper there. But, I mean, that was the movement that they needed to make, right? Find the pick-off onto the Sniper. But it did kind of feel like that situation you were mentioning, that if they pop everything onto killing one target, they just don't... They run out of juice eventually.
Yeah, Vici Gaming did a really good job to get on top of GPK. Making sure that the Lina had some difficulties with entering the fight. You saw BAB and Frisk in particular, just as soon as the Lina was showing, they ran straight towards her location. And now this is opening up the pit for Vici Gaming. They know that Virtus.pro used a lot in that prior team fight, so they can easily go back and claim second Roche.
And all of this extra gold as well is going to do XM a world of good. He's closing in on that Linked Sphere. It's going to prevent that sort of attempt that they just made previously. You need to essentially rely entirely on the chain stuns coming through, and well, with that Guardian Greaves, with what's Yang going for next? Glimmer Cape as well, right? It's all about preventing that single target pickoff that they're going for. Even just against the global as well, right? Guardian Greaves, you're always able to get off a tombstone. You're able to use Soul Rip still.
Oh, Hakoda? Yeah, he's going to show in the lane here with the observer board placed from Vici Gaming. Oh. Nice force stuff out. Another Shrapnel is able to sidestep it. They even dropped the tombstone for that. Meanwhile, top lane, Erica and Yamich are kind of battling it out. Oh, no way he's able to step in. Finally, they'll get the silencer, and they'll also catch up to the Tiny. Now, by the bottom tier 1 tower, Virtus.pro completely split on the map. Look at all the skirmishes we've got going on. BAB will kill off Yang. Ramses and GPK are nearby. Let's see if they want to step in. Yeah, Ramses has got the ultimate to play with. They're going to miss on the LSA. Dan will still swap back one, but Virtus.pro, I don't think you can stick around now with XM showing up, and that's going to be the case. So GPK, as soon as they see the sniper, they're going to try and retreat and cut their losses, but Ramses will not be able to flop away safely.
Just took that a little bit too long, didn't it? They're just not able to, again, man up and fight one-on-one. It's all about the pickoffs for Virtus.pro. And, well, it just feels like they're going to take a little bit of time to still get some of these extra items that they need.
GPK. Look at Frisk again. They're already tipping into the outpost. GPK will get the BKB off. So even going to try and turn and solo kill Frisk. Reinforcements are starting to come for Virtus.pro. Hukoda's the only one nearby, though, and they get rid of the Lina. Oh, Frisk, another incredible read. This is what happens when you bring a man with this caliber onto your lineup. Just reading Virtus.pro with whatever movements they're trying to attempt.
Yeah, Tusk, one of the strongest heroes that we've seen so far in this TI, and it hasn't even been the main thing that they played. Most of the time, it's Yang that's actually picking up the Tusk, so for them to have the flexibility of throwing it onto multiple heroes, it's a big benefit coming through from Vici.
You can't hold the high ground now without the Lina.
You need Lina.
Yeah. I mean, because the way for Virtus.pro is, it's either a toss back to the barracks into a swap under the tier 4 tower and then use global to blow one up, or you swap into toss. That is the only way Virtus.pro are going to be able to defend the high ground of Vici Gaming. They're going to make sure they don't even get the opportunity. As XM kills off the Tiny, BAB is going to move in forward as well just to enable the retreat. As Vici Gaming, they'll turn to the second full set of barracks.
Yeah, they know that that toss is their only saving grace.
Ramses? Well, DM's got to use the swap defensively instead, and GPK TP's into the middle. It's a decent LSA. GPK, what? He blinked in, and he's going to drop the G's. GPK's out. Virtus.pro are out in Vici Gaming. Wipe the floor in this game one.
Yeah, it just felt to me like VP didn't have the answers. They felt like they were going a little bit too greedy, especially against the aggressive style of supports that Vici Gaming were going for. Let me just have a quick check of the old kills deaths, and it's just the one death on the sniper for now. So, I was wrong. I said he might die 0 times this game, but is as close as you can get